I don't know if we've got a lot of video.
How you going?
I made it. In a couple of weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 So,
Last week, family were all sick.
yeah, and then Mike was in urgent care.
Oh.
And then Mike's mother ended up in hospital and got out. Must have been Tuesday this week, so she was in HTU for a wee while, so yeah. A lot going on, but exhausted. But yeah.
Yeah, you look really tired.
Yeah, and plus yesterday morning I went to work and because we had breakfast and I walked through the restaurant. It was dark and I was just putting on the lights, and usually the mats are put to the side a bit more. I didn't even realise the mats were there, and I went down on my knees. So I've got to go and get those looked at because I just went down in a screaming heap. And I was like, oh, this is good. So you know you've hit a point when you're falling over, you know life's getting a bit, yeah. That's alright. I got to Friday.
Yeah. You're here.
Yep.
So how's things going for you?
Fine.
So emotionally you're doing good.
Yeah, I think emotionally I'm doing fine. Apart from feeling absolutely shattered this week and
Yeah.
just, I don't know, I'm not sleeping properly still, but yeah.
Things, have you got stuff happening in your mind because you're not sleeping?
Oh, I think it's just because it's been busy the last couple of weeks. And it's actually just having a break, so hopefully it will rain tomorrow and we don't have to do cricket or anything, we can just stay at home. But that's right. If it doesn't.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And cat situation?
No, it's still got our big thing, which is gorgeous, and she hasn't mentioned anything else. She went for a weigh-in yesterday, her first one in a couple of months. So she was all good up till the weigh-in, and then the doctor was late, so it just heightened the situation, which I knew it was. And the poor doctor copped it. Well, she was rude, but she wasn't, she was a normal self. And so the doctor tried to talk to her, and she went, no, I just want to be weighed and I want to go. So I weighed her, she's maintained her weight, so that's fine. And she ordered, and I just said to the nurse, the doctor, I'm sorry. And she hasn't spoken to me since, but that's fine. Because I know she's probably processing, so I will wait till there's the right time, and then I'll just say, we're 16, behaviour should be at a bit more mature level. But not even worried.
Wow.
She wouldn't come out and have tea last night, but she came out and cooked her own tea. Wasn't worried.
Yeah.
Because it's not even in her shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far you've come.
I know. Well, I don't know how I managed to have time to stress over well, it's not important.
But it was important
Oh,
to you.
absolutely, it was important to me, but it's not now. It's just like,
because it maintains something safe within inside you.
yeah.
Yeah. So what is it you think that you've given away? How have you come to the space?
I don't know. I don't know. It's almost like something's clicked, man. I've really got nothing to stress about because it's not worth the stress. It's not worth my energy. It's not worth my. And if it's not affecting her, or she's not ready to come to me, I can't make anyone come to me. So what's the point of getting myself in knots when she's dealing with it her own way?
Yeah.
And I know today I'll probably get a message. I won't get an apology, but I'll get a roundabout message. And yeah. But I understand too, because it's horrible going and then getting weighed and having to see a number, and
Must be nerve-wracking.
that's nerve-wracking for her. It used to be nerve-wracking for me, but I just sat there and just answered emails on the phone while we waited. She wasn't wanting to talk, so we don't talk. And then she's just got the day to process. So if she takes a little bit longer, then I'll start saying a few things like, come on.
Do you think she has expectations?
I actually don't know what it is, because she's not cruel, she's just plain horrible when she goes there. I feel so sorry for the doctor. But it's still a security for her somehow. Because she's old enough, she's 16, so she legally can say, me.
Yeah.
I don't know when to go there, and she knows that. She's told me years ago, like once 10, 16, I have to. But yeah.
But she's still conforming to a point.
But we didn't make another appointment. But she may say to me, oh, when am I getting my next one? And then I'll say, well, I'll make an appointment. But as far as I'm concerned, she's doing fine.
Yeah.
And the constant, like, I don't even say to her, leading up to it, I just said, oh, you've got the doctors. Just remember, you've got the doctors. And actually, my day's wrong. And then she said to me, oh, Mum, when I've got the doctors, so I messaged her, and she was happy. She was fine. She was happy that whole day. But she just... I knew as soon as we were delayed by 2 appointments, I knew that we were going to be... I knew it was going to go all downhill.
Yeah.
Plus, her mates were waiting, and she was wanting things to do things, and...
Yeah.
You know, you've interfered with my social life. God help us. But yeah, no, Robin, it's not. I don't know. It's good.
So then a couple of weeks ago, you cancelled because you was saying you couldn't cope because of mum's anniversaries.
Yeah, Mum was the day before, and she would have been 70. It was the first year since we buried her.
Yeah.
And of course, it was no family here. Something else happened that day too.
You said it was her birthday as well.
Yeah, it was her 70th birthday. It would have been her 70th birthday. It was it was a bit overwhelming, and just a lot of things just sort of came back, and I just knew that I wasn't in the right headspace. I couldn't do with any more dredging. So it was just like, nope. And then last week was just because of everyone bloody being sick. How inconvenient.
That's an interesting word, dredging.
Well, it's just like
What does dredging mean to you?
It just means you're just getting all the rubbish from the base, basically. Yeah.
Is there a sorting process with this dredging?
Wonderful. I don't know, it just sort of happens. You know that, Rowan.
So we're sitting here and now. What would you like to dredge through today?
I don't know, because I actually feel quite good. But we've been here before where I felt quite good. I don't know, just maybe improving on that. I think we've talked about that before, where we maybe improve in different areas. So it's not just, I don't know.
Because I'm saying your periods of time where you are holding it together much longer. So you must have some skills that you're using to, when life's little hiccups happen, you're using some skills to bring you back to that place. Do you have a conscious awareness of what they might be?
No. It's almost like when we have something happened something happened at work the other day, staffing day. It was just an accident, something happened. I think they broke a bottle of wine. It was an accident, nothing to it. And I just said to them, look, we're not surgeons. We're not saving lives. It's a bottle of wine, don't worry about it. I wouldn't have said that about a year ago. Because it would have been, oh shit, we've got to clean this mess up, we've got to do this, we've got to do that, and everything would have been a bloody issue, but it's like, So it's almost like, I don't know. So it's not a carefree attitude, but it's almost it's not that I don't care, but the person didn't get hurt. We lost a bottle of wine. It stunk. We had to clean it up. So
it's almost like don't sweat the small stuff.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, which I always used to.
So how have you found your staff cope with the new Kerry?
I don't know. They seem to be fine.
Do you think they're happier?
I don't know. I suppose. I don't know. They're not. Look, they're not. I don't know if they're happier or not, but because they've all got. I find a lot of staff have always got some sort of issue, some sort of drama, and I do find that hard because to me it's like. I don't know. One had a migraine the other day. I don't know what migraines are like, but if you're not well, she went home. Fair enough. That's all cold. I'm not that type of person. I always just go through it. But it's just the constant complaining about this, that, and everything else. And I actually have to, when they're doing it, I have to try and find a positive out of it, because I find it quite draining, because we have got a couple of staff members that just complain about anything or are constantly sick or just generally not happy, and I do struggle in that area.
How do you feel about those complaints? What do you feel that you've got to do?
I feel frustrated. No, I don't know what I have to do, because I've offered help, and I always try and help, and I always message to make sure they're fine. But sometimes I feel like I'm fueling the fire.
Tell me about that.
Well, sometimes I feel that the more you seem to support, the more they seem to have more and more dramas, or they've got something up on another staff member, like another staff member may have had an accident, or something had happened, and then they've got the same, and you're still trying to be supportive. But I don't know, it just seems silly. To me, life's too short. I know we all complain, but I just think about what we complain about is just a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of interested in why it affects you.
It pisses me off.
It pisses you off.
It does. Because I don't know, because there's other people out there that are struggling every day and they still find something positive. I see the attitudes of the particular staff members and they bring down the team. And I hate that. Because it doesn't matter how you twist it to try and be a positive with them, it always goes. I've even got to the stage where it's like, come back in and start again. Like to the staff member, come back in, let's try that again. Like if you walk in, good morning, I go, won't go back out, let's go back again. And they look at you and go, no, go back out and come back in and let's try that again. I said, you'll feel 10 times better.
But you're just asking them to swallow the concrete pill.
I'm asking them to come in with a positive frame of mind, because that positive frame of mind will roll over into the customers, which therefore will pay for their wages to keep them in the job. It's hard enough.
But I'm hearing these similarities about how you used to go out the door in the morning, swallow the concrete pill,
Yep.
get ready and walk into work and put on this mask.
Yep.
So in a way, you're transferring it to them to swallow the concrete pill and put on their mask. So yes, and I do realise they have certain obligations for work. I understand that. But in a way, you're saying you got to swallow the concrete pill before you come in, put on that mask and come inside, come to work. You're welcome.
No.
No?
No, because how many other employers would put up with it? No. How many other employers would have staff members walk in and you can see the total effect of the team? No,
Yeah.
I'm not asking them to swallow the concrete pill, because I'm not asking anyone to be the way that I used to be or to do the ways I do things. Because I'm not the best example. I'll go to work when I shouldn't even be at work. So, but that's me. All I'm saying is, and I will totally support anyone, but sometimes it's dealing with people that just seem to like to create these dramas. And that's what I'm struggling with.
Yeah.
Because they piss me off. Because I know there's so much more potential and so much more, I don't know. So yeah, if we can nail that, I'll be happy.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you've got an ethos at work and how you do things and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm looking at how do you get rid of the being pissed off? How do you manage that? You know how now you've gone from being not over managing Jen to allowing her some freedom. Well, allowing yourself the freedom really more than anything, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do we go from having the piss off to having it's dredging through the team to see whether they've got the qualities you want, really, isn't it, at the end of the day? But being doing it in a way that's not going to annoy you or where you can go in calmly and not allow them to affect you, but you can make clear, concise decisions about how it's going to be. Would that be? What's going on there? Something's going on in there. Off.
Well, yeah, it is the piss off.
We can call it the piss off because I can't think of anything else to call it.
I think the thing that frustrates me the most is because of the potential, and I don't know why I'm worried about someone's potential. But I always say that there's potential in somebody, everyone, and you should be able to help that grow. And I think because the piss off is actually the frustration, because I actually can't seem to help them find the potential in themselves.
What if they don't want to find it?
Exactly. But if they complain about it, are they not wanting it?
Well, that's for them to deal with, not you.
It is, but if it is affecting other staff,
yeah, then it becomes some kind of however you want to deal with it in the workplace, you know.
And I think that's the part that pisses me off, because it's like, okay.
How do you deal with it?
The staff, I just take a breath and walk away. And then if there is an issue, I just have a yak to them. Or if there is not an issue, if something's come up and I've had another staff member or so forth, I'll just have a yak to them and say, hey, how can we resolve this? Or, what quite happened? You tell me what went on. Because I always say to them, it's because it's not a go at them, it's trying to find a solution to a problem. So, and they're pretty good with that. But yeah, it's just, I guess it's just me.
Yeah, so we can help how you view that.
Yeah, I've just got to let it go.
Because we've looked at it through your eyes with how Jen upset
challenged me.
Jen challenged you, but this sounds like some of it is another challenge, because you said I get pissed off.
Yeah. I
So,
don't, but I don't get pissed off where it's like,
yeah, but it's a frustration
Yeah,
that
completely.
didn't happen.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it is a challenge.
Yeah, which could ultimately affect your demeanour at work.
Mm.
I mean, we're getting into the small stuff now. We're digging through them. We're dredging.
Dredging. Yeah.
So, how does this piss off affect?
Well, it's obviously an issue with me because I'm letting it piss me off. So it's obviously something in myself that I see in someone else, because generally the people that piss you off are people that have got traits that you don't like about yourself.
Do you think so?
I think so. 9 times out of 10, I would say so. Would you know?
I don't know. I've never thought about it that way. There you go.
What is it?
Yeah. So the piss off. How does it affect you? So when you're in that state of being pissed off, what happens for you? Are you angry? Do you slam things down? Do you? You know, what do you?
I mutter under my breath, but it's usually away in my office, and I usually just remove myself from the situation. And then I usually talk to Mike about it in the evening. She'll go, "Why do you let it get to you? Why does it actually worry you? What's it really got to do with you?" type thing. And it's, yeah. So
Would it be something about you want them to be happy in their job as well? Because you've said about their potential.
No, happy? No, it's just happy in life in general. I think because I've seen so many people who have struggled and wanted something, but they've been not happy, but they've never complained, never. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong in complaining, but there's complaining and there's completely making your life story a complaint. And I think that's probably what gets to me the most. But that's me hang up. And like Mike says, what's it got to do with me?
Yeah, so tell me where you learned that struggling quietly in life to get what you want.
No, not struggling quietly in life.
So tell me about where you learned about struggling.
Oh, you just see it in everyday life. You just learn it with people you meet, with...
Because struggle has been hard for you. You've had some real struggles.
Yeah, but...
So what in life has taught you?
Well, for a long time I swallowed the concrete pill. But that was my defence to get me through.
Yeah.
That was my...
So who taught you to swallow the concrete pill?
Probably myself. Probably me, because I, for some reason, looking back, I, for some reason, made myself be superwoman to everything. It was nothing, it wasn't from my childhood. I mean, I was blessed with my childhood until my parents separated, and even then they still, had time for us. And so, not like that, but I mean, yeah, it wasn't, I wasn't an abusive upbringing or anything like that. I had all, I don't know.
So you learned.
So there was no struggle there. I saw my parents work, but they worked for exactly what they wanted. They worked to buy their first house. They worked to sell that house and then buy another house to give us a life to see New Zealand before we ever went overseas. they wanted us to see New Zealand, and these were the things that they wanted to install in us, and that's fine. I've always seen work.
Yeah, so was your mum a superwoman?
Oh, I thought so. She probably never thought so because she wasn't a very, she liked to be in the background. But yeah,
So
I think so. Yeah, she was, oh look, I remember her doing 3 jobs.
wow.
I remember her, and juggling us, and Dad was there, and Dad would come home and then Mum would go out and do, like she'd do 2 jobs during the day and then she'd do the toll exchange at night. So she used to do all that. But she always made sure everything was done. And Dad was wonderful, Dad helped out. And yeah.
Everything was done.
Yeah. But I didn't understand, well, we never had to stress for anything. Look, we didn't have all the money in the world, but we didn't need all the money in the world. We didn't go overseas. I never went overseas until I had Ashley. That didn't do me any harm. So it didn't come from back then.
But thinking about, are you looking at it as a deficit? But, I mean, it seems to me you followed Mum's example. She was a superwoman, so what other example did you have than to be a superwoman too?
Mum was different. Mum never stressed. If she did, it would have to be something serious. She never stressed. She never had, and like she found it hard. We talked about it a few years ago because even my brother and I we get anxious, we get so forth. She couldn't understand it because she's never felt anxious or never felt, it wasn't a constant or so she struggled understanding that, or just worrying about simple things. Yeah.
So, superwoman.
Yeah.
Now you don't swallow your concrete pill. Has that affected superwoman?
Not superwoman.
Has it affected your desire to be superwoman?
I don't think I desired to be superwoman. I just desired to be able to do it by myself and to be able to. Now, God, that's even sounding wrong. This was meant to be an easy session. We were just going to have coffee, Robin.
We're having coffee, darling.
Thank God.
But this is the time, you see, when you're doing really well, to be able to go back through those things.
I don't look at myself as superwoman anymore. I look at myself as a person that is content, who is happy, who is actually enjoying life. And I don't know if, don't get me wrong, I didn't hate life, but I don't know if I actually took the moments to stop and enjoy life. Like the simple things, we've got a barbecue area which I've been doing up with different flowers and so forth.
Yeah.
And each morning it gives me great joy to pull back the curtains and voila,
Breathe
my
in
bit
that
of
moment.
paradise.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have done that. Knew it was there.
Does superwoman exist in work, do you think, still? Is there remnants, Is there remnants of superwoman at work? Oh, I saw your face.
That's not how well, because she probably does. I've built up, with the help of the team, built up the area that I manage over years, and it shows each year with improvement.
Yeah.
It hasn't just happened. It's taken a lot of hours, a lot of time, and it's been
and
my
goals
baby.
and dreams and desires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, am I? I used to want credit or to receive credit for what I've done, and it is always nice to be acknowledged, but I enjoy it now. It's like I still have got that superwoman trait there. If we're totally honest, that superwoman trait's probably still there.
Yeah.
But I'm actually enjoying what we're able to do, what we're able to accomplish, what we can do in the community, what we can do just in general.
Yeah.
Like we did this fundraising event on Tuesday, and they're always hard work.
Yeah.
They're always hours. And Mike was tired from his mum and so forth, so he was a bit short with me. So because I'd been there since 7 and I didn't get home till about 9:30, 10 o'clock by the time I helped clean up. But during the day I'd gone home and so forth and helped, so he wouldn't have so much pressure. And then when I went back, I was just exhausted, and I really, for the first time ever, just didn't want to be there. I was like, if someone else could have taken over the event, it wouldn't have mattered. Even though it worked so hard to get there, it wouldn't matter. But that changed as the night went on, and that was fine. And we had this silent auction, and we raised some money. Anyway, it was for the Dragon Boat team, so the breast cancer survivors. So everyone's got a story of someone who has had cancer or survived in one way or the other. So it touched everyone. So as the night was going on, everyone was having a great time. And one of the team had come along, and I said to her, I went back into the office and had a quick calculation of hopefully what we've raised. I've just got to wait for all the money to come in. And so I said to her, I pulled her aside and I said, thank you so much for coming along. This is a rough ballpark figure of what we raised. Well, her whole face was full of like thanks and so forth, and she said thanks, and she was overwhelmed, and I even got a message from her partner to say, wow, hey, thank you. But I said to her, oh, it must be breakfast time. I said to her, that's the easy part. What you guys have actually done is the hard part. The surviving, the going through such a thing, but yet she was still so happy about something that was really insignificant to what she'd been through. So it just sort of brought back reality. It sort of brought me back to, I am lucky. I am lucky that I can do these sort of things that help a little bit, but nowhere near as to what they've been through.
Perhaps it gave her hope.
Oh, could have.
And hope is what we all strive to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do love that sort of thing, and that wasn't a superwoman moment. That was just, it just felt natural. Even though I was exhausted, and yes, as I say, I could have quite happily, only because I had stuff going on in the background. And then when she said to me, and as I say, it was a laugh, it was a hoot, but it was like, actually, she's done it. She's survived, and I'm just thinking about the other part, which is simple, which is nothing, which is not irrelevant, but it's in the great scheme of things, it's not as important. Yeah. So ideally,
So it'd be interesting to go through this next week and just check out when Superwoman comes in and out. Because I'm wondering what Superwoman's values are.
Must be time.
No, I looked at the clock. There's still a couple of minutes of interrogation.
Oh, I don't know. That's a hard one. The Superwoman thing's a hard one.
Yeah.
But the Superwoman was the one that kept me safe for so many years. The Superwoman was it wasn't for anyone else, it was for me. Yeah.
But part of that, what I'm saying, part of that could be Superwoman's still there getting through the frustrations of the day. Superwoman's still swallowing the concrete pill to listen to this rubbish that doesn't need to be at work, and being frustrated and
Possibly. So basically I have to sort of do what I did with Jay and just...
yeah, but we'll look through a whole, this, this is quite good for me in a way for my assignment, that we now can assess Superwoman, because I've got to do a full assessment. It's a case conceptualisation, and this is perfect stuff.
Cool.
Perfect stuff for me, and perfect for you, is it not? Yeah. It's just another way that she shows up. It's just another way.
But isn't it funny how a habit that is formed probably so quickly and over a period of time can take so much to undo?
Because have we ever talked about the neural pathways in your brain?
Yeah, but it's just so easy to do, and so frustrating.
So neural pathways is just a neural pathway going back into the way that you've formed this habit of thinking.
Yeah, but at home I've almost... No, I haven't, I think I have completely almost kicked her out type thing.
Yeah.
Even with Ash and the dramas there, it's just like, I can't do anything, it's not my decision, it's not my life, I can't live someone else's life. So I want to be, but then I don't want to come across as I don't care either, and I do worry a little bit that now that I am not becoming carefree, but it feels like I'm almost carefree.
So what do you like about that quality of caring? Because do you think that might be one of your things that's important to you?
I feel like I'm a very caring person.
Yeah. But you show caring to your family in different ways now, do you?
Yeah, I just don't sweat the small stuff, and but I'm also doing a bit of tough love with Ash, so I do find that a bit different, and sometimes I almost question myself, am I removing myself too much from the situation? But then I just sort of go, oh well, I can't be bloody dealing with it. So I'll just put that one in the background. That might be sort of digging it in the ground and burying it type thing,
But if she really needed your help, wouldn't she say, Mum, help me?
Yeah.
And would you be there?
Oh, hell yes. And I can't change anything. Yeah. It was like the other night we got to bed, because we were exhausted from the Tuesday, and Wednesday night we try and go to bed early because we get up at 4 Thursday morning to go to work. Went to bed, and Mike and I just crashed, and Jen came in. We'd only been asleep for 2.5 hours, but it was good sleep. It would have been great. And she goes, Mum, something's wrong with Ashley. And I was like, instantly you wake up.
Yeah.
Because the boyfriend had rung or something, and I said to her, have you heard from Ash? And she said no. And I said, okay, well, why don't you just get in touch with Ash? And I said, well, just leave it at that. Because I thought if it was that important, Ash would have rung us. So, but she'd brought into the family, she'd got Jen involved, and then the partner got Jen involved. And that's one thing I did get a bit annoyed with the next day, because Jen read me all the texts from the partner and so forth. And I said to her, I don't like the fact they've got you involved. It's their issue, they're together, they need to sort it. But I didn't go to sleep well that night because I wasn't concerned for her. what I was annoyed
Yeah.
that she brought this into our house and we hadn't asked for it. But then I felt like I was being cruel.
But she'd done it through Jen, so that
Yeah.
it had happened through Jen,
Yeah.
which is the wrong person to bring it through, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely.
And did Jen want to be involved in it?
No, Jen was concerned about her sister and said, look, if you
Yeah.
need a safe place. And like, this is the second time in 2 weeks that she's done this. But as we've had to be not hard with Jen, but we've had to say, until she leaves him, we can't do anything. And there is a chance that she's going to get hurt, but we can't do anything. We can just keep in touch. But she's staying there. And she only gets in touch with Jen when there's an issue. And I've said to Ash, you can't do that. But I did feel a little bit guilty the next day after talking to Jen, because I thought it only lasted for a few seconds though, because it was like, actually, she could come and see how we are. She could, you know.
Yeah, she may be being prevented, maybe, or...
No, she drove straight past our house and we were in a crescent the other day to see the person next door. Right? Yeah. And I texted her later and said, thanks for waving. She said, I was a bit nervous. I went, okay, that's fine. Like, you drove past our house, you couldn't even stop and come and say hello.
Yeah.
And that was a bit of a kick in the teeth, because it was like, okay, I feel. But then I'm thinking, why do I have to feel gratitude, or why do I have to long for that I feel like, not that she owes me, but some sort of, because I'm mum. Because some people just don't get along with their mums, or some people are not wanting their mums at the moment, and she probably didn't even really think about how it would affect me. And for the first time ever, it was like, okay. But I did make sure I messaged you.
Yeah.
Because it was like, well, if I don't message you, then I'm going to stew on it maybe, but yeah. So I feel like I've come a long way in that part.
Yeah. I mean, Ash is only giving what she's going to give.
Yep. And I can't make her give any more. And whether she feels like she's been done wrong or whatever, or we don't understand, that's up to her. But as soon, and I could feel myself, as soon as she got Jen, it was just like the protectiveness came in. But then I thought, I'm not going to go to Ash, I'm just going to say to Jen while we're driving in the car. And Jen's always good in the car. She read me the texts, and I went, okay. So let's break this down, let's talk about it. And I said, but I don't want you involved. I said, they're wrong in getting you involved. They're wrong in ringing you. They're wrong in texting you.
Could you ask her next time, do you want to be involved?
Well, she wants to be with Ash, but she said, Mum, it wasn't fair that the partner. And I said, no. And I said,
No, she's a 16-year-old girl. You shouldn't be contacting her.
A 16-year-old girl, and there's a 22-year-old and a 21-year-old that should have more common sense. But yeah, that was fine. But at least Jen told us, and she read us the texts, and she was open. She said, Mum, she didn't want me to tell you because she didn't want you to worry. And I said, that's fine. I'm not going to say anything. That is fine. But I don't know why they're going through Jen. I don't know what it is. But if it keeps on going, that's when I will go to Ash, because it's not fair. But yeah, just to feel that protected. But I didn't, apart from not sleeping much at night, about 6 months ago, 12 months ago, I would have been, the whole night I would have made it even worse than what it was.
Yeah.
But it's like, no.
But you're still caring. Because your question initially was you were wondering whether you were getting to showing not care. That's care. You can only do what you can do when you're asked, or when you have to step in.
It still would be nice to have a family where, or I have a family, have it where she could come in and she could actually sit with us, and or have a drink or come for dinner where it's not eat your food and straight back out, but actually enjoy family time.
Yeah.
But that may take time. That's her. Yeah. But it's I'm sick of dramas. Well, not dramas. I'm sick of constants in our lives, but we're dealing with it. Like the last 2 weeks have just been constant with some sort of.
Yeah.
And it gets exhausting.
And it does. This time of life is your hardest. You think when you've got little children, it's hard.
No, they're just
Teenagers are so hard.
Oh no, they're really hard. And then I have to keep on reminding myself I've only got 16-year-olds. Like I've got 21-year-old, but at home I've got 16-year-olds, and I've got to remember that they're only 16, and they've still got a couple of years before. Because we're trying to still get Jen to get a job, but I've always got to say to myself, right, baby steps. She's 16. Even though her brother's got a job, she's 16.
Would she be ready for counselling now?
No. She wouldn't talk to you.
Oh no, I wouldn't even take her on myself. Yeah. I know too much from you. I would never. That would
no, but I mean, she wouldn't talk to anyone. So, unfortunately. But that's all right, because she does drawings, and she's really into drawing. And
yeah, that's nice therapy for her. Yeah.
And her anxiety has come away. Like she goes out with her mates. She's wearing little tops, whatever, but longer pants, and the self-harm is all exposed. And I think there's the odd time, but you usually know when there's going to be the odd time where there's a new one or a scab's been picked, but not as many. And she's not hiding, and she does her hair, she does her makeup, and she's confident. She goes to tech, she gets in the car with the mates, and they go to this place and that place. Look, these kids are good, and I hope they're being safe and so forth, but they're being teenagers. As I said to Jen, just be honest, and just let us know where you are, and you have to be at home by a certain time. But I said, if you want to, she'll ring me up and she'll go, oh, Mum, can we go out to Spring Creek? We're going out to Spring Creek to the river. Fine. What time are you going to be home? Alex didn't have to give you time. I said, well, okay. What time do you feel you'd like to come home? Oh, what about 5:30, 6 o'clock? Fine, that'll be great. If things should change, just ring me. If you need to be picked up, just ring me.
Yeah.
And I said to her, I'll give you the freedom. Mike will give you, Dad will give you the freedom. But as soon as you do something wrong. So yeah. But she's been a teenager, she's living, she's out with these kids, and they bowl on into the house, and
oh, fantastic.
so they're good kids. They're varying ages. I think one's 15 and one of the boys is 18, but he goes to tech.
Yeah.
And all these kids are from tech, so it's just like, okay.
Wow. What a change in the last year, eh?
That is a massive change. And these kids work part-time, so we're just trying to get Jen to do the part-time thing.
Yeah, put a bit of money in her pocket for different things that she might need. Yeah.
But no, a huge change. We still get the grumpy old Jen, but grumpy old Jen, it's like what she said in the car the other day, Mum, I was so bloated. And I said, did you just have your period? Because I thought the last couple of days have been a little bit, And she said, yeah. And she said, but that's all right, Mum. What do you say? Oh, something's really good for it. And I said, so is peppermint tea, and it's in the cup. Thanks, Mum, she goes. So, yeah. Totally different, Robin.
Wow. Wow.
Just need to get her to, I've set her goals, because I've said to her, you need to actually get motivation. So hopefully next couple of weeks we'll do a licence.
Yep.
She's reapplied for next year,